This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Welcome everybody to show 190 Aussie Mac Zone. And we're lucky enough tonight to have Glenn with us as well as Nick. How are you, Glenn?
Hello, evening, or welcome to Nick and Michael. Good to be here.
And
how's it going?
It's doing excellent. And you, Nick?
Very well, thank you. What about you, Michael?
We're cruising along, mate.
So is Nick a part of the, he's allowed to talk now?
Yes, we're getting that far. I haven't got him a picture, but I do have him.
He's moving up in the ranks.
I took the tape off his mouth.
Good stuff. You have to start paying him more now.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right.
So don't forget.
I'll let you continue the intro.
Thank you. So don't forget, we are brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au. They have affordable and competitive plans, 99.95% uptime, domain registration, free setup, auto setup 24/7, instant activation, accepting PayPal and other cards. How long before we get Apple Pay?
Oh, look, yes, I'm
Put it right on him.
I tried to introduce that the other day, actually.
Yeah.
But it will be as soon as I can figure out the code.
Okay.
It'll be up there.
All right. And we use the C panel, the industry standard user-friendly, feature-rich control panel, 24/7 ticket support, friendly help when needed, and only $5.95 per month when paid annually.
That's right.
So we've got our Aussie Apple Ramblings. The world, Windows PCs, overrun by ransomware. And many people are asking how, and Microsoft is blaming the governments.
Oh.
So what do you reckon, buddy? I'm glad you're here because this is you.
Well, look, yes, okay. What was it? Crimea River virus or something?
Yeah.
Want to cry or something?
Want to cry? What a crypto? Or...
Want to cry or something? That's the virus. It's taken out the UK health system. It's taken out half a million computers apparently worldwide.
Yep.
But I don't know. I don't see why Microsoft's blaming the government. It's no one can blame someone except the creator of ransomware.
Oh, no, they're saying that we released the patch back in March and you haven't put it on the machine.
Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah.
Yes, blaming him for the actual, the
lack of
upkeep.
Yeah.
So apparently, yes, the patches were out. So this must have been advised to Microsoft beforehand or whatever. But I think patches have gone all the way back, Windows versions back to maybe Vista. I know XP didn't get it. So I think if you've got...
I know they did release patches for even unsupported machines, like you say. So, but I don't know what they were.
I have a feeling that in the past, Microsoft has said that they're no longer supporting the XP and all that, but they do just sneak out the patches for the real stuff. And I suppose, because there's probably plenty of people still got XP systems in the cupboard. And I think, wasn't it, I was recently listening to a podcast somewhere that there's still apparently 98 machines in cupboards somewhere. Headless 98 machines.
Yeah. But even like the XP machines, part of the US government's nuclear armory is controlled by XP or something, isn't it?
Well, they've still got those big 12.25-inch floppies, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right.
Who knows what they're XP's too advanced. They wouldn't have that sort of stuff.
They'll grow up one day.
But more to the point, though, is why hasn't this? Why just pick on PCs? Like, didn't this guy think that he'd pick on the Macs as well?
Oh, it's the numbers, isn't it? It's a numbers game.
Down to, I guess. So I guess you educated everyone about ransomware.
Yes, we've tried pushing it because we had a bit of ransomware about 2 weeks ago and discussed that on the show, saying please do your updates as much as you can. Yep.
So I guess that even if you're running Parallels or something on the Mac and Windows, you'd still get you possibly still could infect it, couldn't you?
Yes, yeah, that's what I've got here. Just before we finish on this subject, a reminder: please update your Windows software.
Now, tell me.
Microsoft. Yeah.
Oh, is Nick chiming in?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just heard. It must have been my echo. Sorry. I was going to say, yeah. So if you're running Parallels, or say you've got a Mac,
Fusion.
or you got a Mac network, right? So you got mainly Macs. You got a few Mac servers and all this sort of hoo-ha.
Yep.
And then you've got one little say Mac with the Parallels with the Windows installed on it, and that machine gets infected.
Yeah.
Does that ransomware, because it's hooked up to the Mac network, will it still infect, or will it still encrypt Mac files? Or do you think it's only just like, say, MP3s or JPEGs and all that sort of stuff? Because they're cross-platform files, aren't they? So I reckon that could go through a Mac network.
But isn't this particular one, from what I understand, is encrypting the user's drive part, like the user's folder? Whereas if you're looking at the Mac data using Parallels, it's a shared disk, so it's not encrypting the shared disk. From what I understand,
yeah, I'm not too sure of the ins and outs of this one, but I thought the ransomware I've dealt with before, it infects the machine that you're on by encrypting, say, JPEGs, Word docs, Excel sheets, and all this sort of stuff, the common sort of file formats that you use.
Yeah.
And then, but it doesn't stop at your machine. It just goes out over the network. Any computer it can find, and it finds docs or JPEGs or PNGs. It starts encrypting everything over the network.
It's got to know how to talk to those machines on the network, doesn't it?
Yes, or have access to that. But if you've got a Parallels or Fusion Windows 7
shared disk,
you already got access to the network, haven't you?
Yeah.
So potentially it could infect. It could bring down a Mac network.
I didn't know they were encrypting individual files. I thought they were encrypting like the user container and doing it that way. But as I said, I haven't studied it very much. So,
well, the only experience I've had was, thank goodness, is with a crypto locker that was out a while ago.
Yeah.
And it just encrypted. Like, the machine ran perfect. Machine still ran and did all this sort of stuff. But as soon as you went to like look at a photo, it says encrypted. This is how you get rid of it.
Okay.
And that's when it came up. And then it just wasn't happy to sit on your machine. It went through every machine in this bloke's business.
Okay.
Affected everything. And so we had to pretty much rebuild every machine in the joint.
But how did you get his files? Oh, that's right. There was a way to unlock it, wasn't there?
Well, he didn't. Luckily, I'd say, being me, I made him do backups. I had him up in the cloud.
Yeah.
And also on a little hard drive to the side.
Yeah.
And that was enough that was good enough. It was enough to just to wipe the machines and just bring all the data back from the backup.
And that's hard because some people do like backups that override it. And it could have, because it happened on the weekend, it could have overwritten, couldn't it? Could have happened on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, that's right, because say, like, if it's abc.jpg, then that gets written and encrypted.
Yeah, so then if it's a modified file, it would update itself. Yeah.
That's right, yeah. So, it doesn't just copy itself, it actually encrypts the file, so it's only got still one copy on your machine.
Yep.
And then it encrypts it on the backup attached storage. And it's just encrypted everywhere.
Yeah.
You've got to go from the cloud.
Aren't they a pain in the butt?
Yes.
These lovely people.
Yeah. So update. I think that's the moral of the story.
Yeah. Keep updates going. And there's some more to this story further on. So Apple this week, and thanks to Steve for sending in some information about this. He heard about a bit earlier than everyone. But Apple acquires Beddit. And it's a company that creates sleep monitors. It's a small strip that goes under your sheet and has a cable that goes to this USB power adapter, which is also a Bluetooth sender. And that's where it gets its app data from. And it measures your sleep patterns and your heart rate and your breathing. It doesn't just measure whether you're rolling around or what you're doing. So what they're going to do, are they going to swallow it or are they going to improve it? We're all waiting to see,
Yeah, you think they've acquired Beddit, a company that creates sleep monitors. You think that's going to sort of just plug straight into what is it? The
health
home
kit.
kits.
Yeah,
I think they'll suck it up and
Yeah.
spit it out, and it won't be bettered anymore.
yeah. They changed their straight away. Better changed their privacy policies and things, saying that we've gone from this policy to Apple's standard policy.
Okay, right.
Apple also acquired another health company this week. I only just heard about it late this afternoon.
Well, they got a bit of money to muck around with, haven't they?
Yes, yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys discussed it on this show previously, but I remember on the Aussie Tech Heads last week. Well, they're worth, the company's worth, $800 billion.
$1 billion, yeah.
The first company to tip the trillion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's as in worth. That's not as in money, but I think what, 100 billion in cash anyway.
250.
Oh,
262 or something, yeah. But,
they want to buy the Aussie Mac Zone.
have
they
we
do.
got a deal for you?
That's right. Come and see us.
Yeah. There's a couple of companies they picked up last week, which is amazing. And when they bought this sleep company, it was interesting. About a week or 2 weeks ago, the chief sleep scientist at Apple actually went to another company. So it was interesting that they had to replace him, and they replaced him with a company. So
I'd be a good sleep scientist, I reckon. I could research the hell out of it. I'd be the best sleep scientist you've ever seen.
Did I have a good sleep this morning? I don't know. I'll have to try it again this afternoon.
I'll have another go tonight.
Yeah. So we talked last week about Apple's Advanced Manufacturing Fund for investment purposes, and Apple has announced that the glass manufacturer Corning will be the first beneficiary of the manufacturing fund announced earlier. The $1 billion fund was established to foster innovation among American manufacturers. So, as we know, Corning make the Gorilla Glass used on every iPhone and iPad since the original iPhone. And Apple said the investment will assist in 3 ways. The investment will support Corning's R&D, capital equipment needs, and state-of-the-art glass processing. So the 65-year-old Harrodsburg facility has been integral to the 10-year collaboration between the two innovative companies and will be the focus of Apple's investment.
Do you think it's strange that they want to give or fund $1 billion to foster innovation among American manufacturers, and then once the innovation has been innovated and existing, then they ship it over to Taiwan or China?
I don't know where. I think the glass. I'm assuming the glass still gets made in America. So.
I'm just having a.
No, I know what you mean, but it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, because I know there's the big thing, with old Trump. He during his campaign, he's saying, "I want Apple iPhones
made in America." Yeah.
iPhones. I think he just said Apple computers made in America, and so we'll see what happens. I think that's on his way. So maybe this is a little bit of a sweetener in there for old Trumpy from Apple.
Yeah.
They don't go too hard on us or something.
Well, that's right. We put the carrot out, you eat it, and everybody's happy.
Yeah, but $1 billion, good stuff. That's a lot of money, and anything that's going to boost manufacturing, yeah,
and improve the technology, and that'll trickle down to everybody. So, right. Now we've got more to the ransomware story. The IT expert who saved the world from ransomware virus is working with GCHQ in England to prevent the repeat. The young cyber expert who saved the NHS from hackers is working with GCHQ to head off another attack that has been claimed. Marcus Hutchins has been credited with stopping the WannaCry ransomware attack from spreading across the globe by accidentally triggering a kill switch. He's 22, he's self-taught, and he took just a few hours to stop the breach, which had already spread to more than 200,000 victims across 150 countries. And as I said, from what I understand, he'd registered a domain name that was showing up on the ransomware page.
Yeah, I wasn't sure that it was actually showing on the page, was on the ransomware page. I thought it was in the code somewhere.
Oh, no, I thought it was in the page, but that just
But-
depends what story you're reading, I suppose.
That's right. But yeah, so I suppose the bit of the background to that, is that he's discovered that for whatever reason, the bad guys, that they implemented a kill switch, so to speak, so they could stop this attack from happening if required.
Yeah.
And all it was, for whatever reason, they must have assigned a domain name. So if the virus hit this domain name, it would kill it. And so they never registered this domain name because it was probably something really weird that you couldn't even pronounce .com.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this young bloke, he's come across it and said, I wonder what'll happen if I register it. So he's registered it for what, $11 or $20, I think .coms are, aren't they? $20.
Yeah. Yep.
And away you go. He's
Save the world.
Now I had to look up what GCHQ was.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
It's one of the defence headquarters in England, as far as I know.
Yeah, I've gone onto their website and it still doesn't tell me what that acronym stands for. I'm up to who are we? And it just says employing over 6,000 people from a range of diverse backgrounds. We strive to keep Britain safe and secure by working with our partners in the Secret Intelligence Service.
Yeah.
It's based in Cheltenham with regional hubs in Scarborough, blah, 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 blah.
Maybe it's something or other cyber headquarters. I don't know.
Great Britain. Yeah. I don't know. Why doesn't it say what we do? It doesn't say what that stands for. That's crazy.
It does on the Australian site. At least they tell you what they stand for.
Nothing.
Well, it's to do with ASD over in Australia, which is the Australian Signals Directorate.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, well, anyway, well, I know what NHS stands for, so I didn't have to look that up. That was the National Health System, if anyone wanted to know.
Well done.
Yeah. So anyway, that was good. So good on him. So he's now working for him. That's
Yeah, well, he's actually employed as a security researcher.
Anyway, yeah, right.
in cyber stuff. So, yeah.
Right. Geez, they need to give him a bit of
Yes,
don't they? Yeah.
he's a hero now, isn't he? Probably be Sir Marcus next week.
He's trying to SMS me now.
He's just telling you what GCHQ stands for.
Right. Hello. Now, I'll organise that knighthood for you, okay?
Yeah.
I'll have a chat to Lizzie. And get it sorted, all right?
Well done.
Whatever your name is, Marcus.
Marcus, yep. Our hero, Sir Marcus.
So Marcus of the GCHQ.
So, watch Apple's new video series on iPhone 7 photography. So, I guess Apple got fed up with all the other guides on the internet explaining how one takes photos with the iPhone. So, while the iPhone 7 specifically, so the company has gone to the trouble of putting together a series of tutorial videos to make sure people can take great mobile shots while satisfying their inner hipster. There's 16 videos in all, covering everything from selfies, one-handed selfies, and you can check them out on either Apple's site or its YouTube channel.
Have you got an inner hipster?
Not since the operation, no. And joking aside, it's fairly basic stuff, so there's not much here for experienced hand. However, if you know someone who's terrible at taking photos with their iPhone 7, you might just give them a push and make it a bit subtle.
Take him out for a latte and get into the hipster movement.
Absolutely.
So, okay, what was this? So, so what's happened here? So, sorry, I haven't read this story.
Okay. They've released 16 videos on how to take better photography.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, and so with the videos, you can get filters as well, can't you? Can you do that on the iPhone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw a post on Facebook today, a video through a filter, like one of the old time look. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. See, I don't do much on my iPhone. I just talk on it and maybe whatever else just through the apps, but I don't really go experimenting.
Well, that's what you've got so much time on your hand. If you weren't sleeping, doing your sleep studies,
Right. I'd have time to do some more stuff. Yeah. Okay. So where do you find these videos?
Yeah, you just go to Apple's website, and I think they're on the front page at the moment. But yeah, you just go to the iPhone, and away you go. Basically, there's an iPhone page, and there's lots of information there.
Right.
But they've got videos on lots of things and how to do things in your music apps, GarageBand, all that sort of stuff. Just these 16 have just come up for the iPhone 7 buds. So.
Okay, yeah. I might have to look for the GarageBand one. I need some help in that.
Yeah, there are lots of good videos there from Apple.
Cool. I'll have a look.
So, do you have anything special you want to talk about, rave on?
No, not really. I don't think so.
No.
I cracked my glass on my phone. I told you that, didn't I? No good. But anyway, I'm scared to take the cover. I've got a fairly thick plastic face on it, glass.
Yeah.
But I'm scared to take it off because I can feel the cracks in that even. And then I think if I take it off, I might peel the actual glass off as well.
Yes, yeah, that's a challenge.
Oh yeah, you can't once you turn it on, you can't see the cracks, so that's fine.
Yeah.
No, I've got nothing else. I think the ransomware and the updates, if everyone updates, that's the main things.
I've still got some more of that to go yet. So.
Oh, okay. It's a story that just keeps giving.
It does. Well, it was even on, like, just before we came to air tonight, it was on the news they were inside Norton Antivirus Australia's site, and he was saying, oh, look, there's 142 attacks in the last hour in Australia, but compared to the rest of the world, it was nothing, but that was in the last hour.
Yep.
So
and
it's
I think
still happening.
It even got to the stage, I think, was this the one where it could sit dormant on your computer, like the file could sit dormant, and what could happen is even because Windows has got if you don't have a third party antivirus, that the computer gets scanned by this Windows Defender. Even if the infected file was scanned, that can activate it. And I think that's pretty much what the patch was. It was to patch the Defender. So it wouldn't activate it if affected.
If you find this, don't scan this file.
Yeah, so it's obviously nasty stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been everywhere. But yeah, I just make sure I'm up to date with Malware Bytes. I think you can get a version of that now for the Mac.
Yeah, it's great. Recommend it.
Yeah, and it's free for the Mac.
Yeah, and you only got to run it every couple of weeks, and it does tell you and does get rid of the stuff. I've used it a few times in the last month or so.
Oh, it's really good
for customers, machines. Yeah,
it's really good. Yeah, I know it works a treat on PCs.
So, my friend, can you tell me about Aussie Tech Radio? How are we going with that?
Okay, well, the Aussie Tech Radio, wall to wall, 24/7, back to back, Aussie Tech podcasts. I think there used to be a couple of New Zealand ones, but the guys over there have been a bit slack lately. Haven't produced any.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to give them a bit of a tingle and see what's going on. But anyway, it's look, there's 5 or 6 shows, so the chances are if you tune in, a couple of days a week, chances are you might hear the same thing twice. But the new shows every Friday they go up.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is I've got a collection of shows, and if you want to be on the radio, so to speak, and you got a podcast, just give me a yell. If it's a tech related, we'll stick you in there. Don't have to wait for us to find you. You find us.
Yeah.
Talk to us. And yeah, so we can just jam your show in there, and it just goes on like just in the plays around in the server's brain, and wherever the listener comes in, that's where you're up to. That's what you start playing at.
That's right. So it's well worth a listen, and it's well worth being a part of for discovery purposes, let alone anything else. Yeah,
well, that's right. So you can just, it's a cross-platform on the TuneIn radio app. It's the easiest thing to listen to and find. I think you can get it on your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac, your Windows 10, your Windows phone, your
Android phone.
That's whatever it is. TuneIn radio. Download the app. Jump on to or search up the Aussie Tech Radio. You'll find it and start playing. It's easy.
Yeah, it's great. And our Aussie Tech Security podcast, how's it going?
Yeah, good. We're due for another one, but he's been Roger's been a bit busy because the WannaCry has kept him up late at night.
I bet.
He's been a bit busy of late, so we were due to do one actually on Friday, and then he got called away, and then we sort of postponed it till today, and then he had to cancel because he's got he's got cry babies coming out of every orifice.
Right. We want to cry because we're missing out.
Well, that's right. Yes. But that's going good. That's going good guns.
And
So
you and the boys on Aussie Tech Heads, our award-winning podcast, the award-winning podcast for tech.
How good is that? I don't know if anyone knows. Probably not.
We tell them.
Oh, that's good. Good.
Yeah,
good.
we tell them you suck. I mean, we tell them you were voted the best tech podcast in Australia.
Popular vote.
Yes.
By the popular vote, that's right.
Yeah.
So a new webpage is coming soon as well, but you can find us at aussietechheads.com.au/podcast. Or on the iTunes, obviously, for the audio, or YouTube for the video.
Yes. So don't forget, we've got we've got our Apple News page, or our own Aussie Mac Zone. So just you go into Apple News, just do a search for Aussie Mac Zone, and you favourite us, and then we'll be there. And there, that's how you keep an eye on what's going on.
And Michael, you've been busy with some reviews.
Yes, even down to shavers. We've had some shavers. The Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah.
It's, for all us nerds, means you don't have to go out and you get a good shave. So
I think you should review that coffee machine you've got. Makes a nice cup. I'll give you.
It makes a nice cup, doesn't it? Yep.
Very nice. Very
And also something we missed that I only learnt the other day is now the Three Sisters up in the Blue Mountains that we took Glenn to a few weeks ago.
I'm now educated.
Yep, we were there early in the morning, but apparently they light them up at night now. So I will send you a photo. Someone sent me one on Facebook the other day with it all nicely lit up at night. Very spectacular.
Do they get snow on them?
Rarely, but yes.
Yeah, because it does snow up there, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's been known the highway's been known to be closed because of the snow.
Oh, so it's not a regular thing?
No.
Oh, it's just every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, so that was good. To see the Three Sisters. It was pretty chilly up there too when we went, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It serves us right for getting there at 8 o'clock in the morning, doesn't it?
It was warm on the plains, but it was a bit chilly up in the mountains.
Yes. But you said look after you, so I think I looked after you.
I forgot my jumper though. Bit of not very, very good because it did get cool. I had to jump up and down.
He's a Queenslander too, remember, people, so it was really, really cold for him.
We had to get into a cafe. I had to have my latte.
Yes. So now I contacted the Australian Cyber Security website, which actually takes you to the ASD site, which is the Australian Signals Directorate, and they have a thing called their Essential 8, and they explain it. So it's strategies to mitigate cyber security incidents, and it is a prioritised list of practical actions organisations can take to make their computers more secure. And the advantage of this guidance is that it is customisable to each organisation based on their risk profile and the threats they are most concerned about. So the order goes: application whitelisting, so you're only using approved apps. Make sure you patch the applications. Disable untrusted Microsoft Office macros, and that certainly applies to Macs as well. Now, user application hardening is the way they say it, but this is where you block web browser access to Adobe Flash Player, uninstall if possible, web ads, and untrusted Java code on the internet. And why? Because Flash, Java, and web apps have long been popular ways to deliver malware to infect your computer.
Now, what does Safari do as far as Flash? Does it just play the Flash? Because I know Chrome has just started to stop the Flash playing automatically, and if you come across a Flash plugin, you've got to click on it to say, yes, I want to watch this. This is okay for me to do.
Yeah. Why is Google doing that? Because they don't even use Flash. They haven't got their own Flash player, so I'm surprised Chrome needs to do that.
Well, I suppose like it's just there's still a lot of Flash stuff going on out there.
Yeah.
And I suppose Chrome has just decided that, well, yeah, if it comes across an embedded Flash player on the page,
Yeah.
well, it's not going to play it. It's going to ask before
Yeah.
it plays.
Yeah.
So,
As far as I know, Safari asks, but also like, even if you update, there was one today where I was at where it said your Java needs to be updated. So I went to the java.com, not just clicked any buttons, updated it. But even then, Safari doesn't actually activate it. You've actually got to go and individually activate Java.
So with the Mac, do you go as far as to say, you would prefer Chrome, or you think Safari is good enough?
But I recommend uninstalling Flash. And if you come to a place, I tell people if we come to a place that says, "Oh, this site needs Flash," to drag the icon down to Chrome and get it to play in Chrome. It'll open it and play it in Chrome, but because it's not the real Flash player, it won't do that coding the same way it does if it's the Flash player.
But I think a lot of videos and that these days, it's all starting to move over to the HTML5 or whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's the Flash players are getting a bit old.
Yeah, well, we're talking 6 years now, I think, since we stopped really recommending them on the Apple side.
I did in Flash. No good anymore.
That's
what
right.
A waste of 6 years.
And there's lots of cross-platform stuff out there. So
yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I think another thing Chrome's doing is it's going to alert. I haven't actually come across this myself, but apparently it's going to alert you if you are typing in username passwords into an unsecured site.
Yeah. Because and don't forget, you do get a better rating if it's a secured site. If your site's secured, you get a better rating than if an unsecured site. So
and it doesn't cost that much to secure a site. I think we can do it for about $60.
Yeah, at athwebhosting.com.au. And adding to our list here, we restrict administrative privileges. So don't let everyone be an administrator. I know it's easier to set it up that way, but if you just cut that out, it's not hard to educate. It helps you educate people too.
Well, even you as the administrator or owner of the machine probably shouldn't be running in full privileged account.
No. Multi-factor authentication. I recommend that these days.
That's a pain in the bum, but yeah.
It's a lot easier than having to rebuild your machine, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
Here it is. Patch your operating system, so don't forget to do that. And a daily backup of your important data. That's the trick, isn't it?
Yes, and it has to be probably off-site to be the best backup.
Yeah. Don't leave it attached, because as we said earlier, it will, if your machine updates that file, it can update it. So it's a bit of a pain in the neck. So
yeah, that's right. Yes. So good on the Australian cybersecurity website.
Yes. Yeah, they've got a heap of information there, so it's worth a look to try and keep us out of trouble. Now, this week's email. Now, it doesn't really apply too much to Australia, but it's worth starting to think about, because we know Amazon is coming to Australia, hopefully better than they do in Canada, because although everything appears to be heaps cheaper in America when you're buying through Amazon, a lot of it is not so cheap when you're buying in Canada, for example. And getting stuff delivered out here now is even harder from Amazon. But do we need an Echo? Because everything's been about the Echo in the last 2 weeks with their new devices. So do we need an Echo in the Apple ecosystem? And the thing is, the Echo is always on. The Echo plays my music. The Echo tells me the weather. The Echo can now call my family if they have an Echo, and we'll do video calls soon, and the Echo tells me web page information.
Yes, that's very handy.
Yes, but so my answer to this is Siri can always be on. You just go into settings, Siri, and allow Hey Siri. So with the iPhone 7, you've just got to have your phone on and you just say Hey Siri and start asking the questions. And previous versions, you had to have power connected to get the Hey Siri to work.
But not anymore.
Yeah. So
now the reason that you're spelling that is because
we don't want to activate everybody's device.
Well, not everyone's, would it? Isn't it voice printed?
No.
It will recognize.
They're improving, I think. Yes, but I didn't think they'd got that far yet. Now, Siri plays my music. So if you say play music, the Cat in the PT Cruiser, it'll find it and start playing it for you.
So play music. Is that the name of the song? The Cat in the PT Cruiser.
The Cat in the PT Cruiser is the name of the song by Sha-Na-Na-Na.
Na-na-na. One of your hipster favourites?
Yeah. Do you remember Sha-Na-Na?
I remember the Beachcombers. Was it not the Beachcombers? What was that? What was the that show? The show? Na 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 na. What was that?
What was that?
I don't know what it was. Some I don't know. The was it not the Beachcombers? I can't remember now.
But yeah, Sha-Na-Na was a group that is still around. Yes. Now you can also get Siri tells me the weather. So, what's the weather in Penrith tomorrow? And it'll actually read out the weather's looking good tomorrow, up to 22 degrees. And then we'll also underneath on the screen list more than a week's weather and what to expect. Now, Siri can call anybody in my contacts list, even FaceTime or Skype. So you can go call Karen mobile or call Karen FaceTime and it'll start ringing. Or Siri shows web page information. So if you look up NHS ransomware attack and you've actually activated speech, you can now swipe down with 2 fingers from the address bar and Siri will read the page, including the ads, or to get around the ad issue, tap those 4 little lines which makes it read a view and then ask it to read it. And then you can also say, Siri, find my way home, or Siri, take me to Glenn's place, or Siri, where's the nearest pub?
The secret to Siri is to actually know what phrases that she will accept, isn't it? That's the secret.
Yeah, but it's still getting better you can ask for anything.
Yeah, I have problems with it.
Yes.
A lot of things. But yeah, I find it sometimes it just doesn't do what I want it to do. Like especially like with podcasts, I'll say, "Oh, can you play ABC podcast?" And it just as if I never even spoke. It just falls on deaf ears sometimes. But I think once you learn the actual, look, if I go, "Hey Siri," I would have said everyone sing off then. Sorry. Oh, it's okay. She didn't mind. Yeah, but look, if you push the question mark, once you're in the Siri, yeah, there's heaps of them there.
Yeah.
Last instruction I should be giving is play podcasts. Yeah, play it twice as fast, jump back 30 seconds, skip ahead.
Yeah.
Play the latest Aussie Mac Zone podcast. See, I tried that and it doesn't work.
So even things like when I was fiddling around this afternoon, I was asking it to play the Cat in the PT Cruiser, which it wouldn't do. It would give me a list of, it would find that song on websites and things. But until I said play music, the Cat in the PT Cruiser, then it started playing it. So.
I think I remember the name of that show.
Yeah?
The Banana Splits.
beyond me, mate.
Oh, you know it. You love it. Google it. That's cool.
Yeah, so my final answer is you don't have to buy an Echo at $300 plus. You could buy a Belkin Express dock for $70 in Australia and just sit your phone or your iPad in it. And then it'll do everything in this new Echo.
But I think the thing is, you don't really want to, like the Echo is a separate device. Like you don't want to have to put your phone in the dock every time you say walk in the house if you want to use it. You know what I mean?
No, but you've got you just put it in your hand and ask the question, can't you? Or if you've got an iPad lying around, you just leave it in the dock.
Oh, I guess so, yeah. A Belkin, what did you call it? A Belkin what?
A Belkin Express dock.
Express dock. Let me have a look at one of those.
And that's a lightning dock that will actually support an iPad, which Apple don't have. They only have lightning docks for iPhones.
Oh, right. Belkin Express dock for iPad.
Yep.
$69. Officeworks.
There you go. See?
There we go. Let's have a look at it. All right. The Belkin Express dock is a great way to charge and sync your iPad with Lightning connector. It comes with an inbuilt cable. You can connect the USB, blah, blah, blah. The dock allows you to charge your iPad. The inbuilt 4-foot USB cable, blah, blah. Use the dial on the back, blah, blah. The dock has a sleek design, blah, blah. Doesn't really say too much about what you want it to do. I'm sure it does.
All I want it to do is support my device. That's all it has to do. And it'll have power to it. So then which makes it exactly the same as the Echo then.
Yeah, okay. I heard Microsoft is bringing one out.
Yes, with Hardin Carmen.
Hardin Carmen?
Yeah, that's, the speaker people?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's who they're bringing it out with, so that they get better quality sound.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool.
And it'll have Skype again. It'll have Skype, which the Apple iPhone or iPad already has.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Oh, it's all getting too interconnected, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the Windows one looks good as well.
So, because there's all this story about Apple releasing a new product next month.
What would that be?
Well, this new speakers thing to do what I'm just saying. You can already do it with your phone, your iPad, your old phone. You just leave your own old phone on the kitchen bench or the lounge room table or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So they're going to bring one out. You won't need the Echo. I mean, the Belkin Express.
No, they reckon they're going to bring us. Everyone talks about this separate device that, it'll be $400 or $500 in Australia probably, but I still don't see why we need it. Like this new Echo one with the camera and the display on it. If you want to do a video call, you've got to go and sit at the table or sit at, It's not like you're going to sit on the Apple TV and have the other person come up on the TV, but you being 12 feet away sitting on the lounge. It's just...
Oh, look, it's all going to be... They'll have to reach some sort of compromise between them all sooner or later, won't they? Like, because obviously everyone will want it built into the TV, built into your radio, built in here, built in here, so you can just talk to any of it, and it'll pick it up and say, play the banana splits on the TV.
Well, that's right. That's right. It has to get there. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the moment, what is everything? All of these, say, third-party devices, are they all going to have, Cortana, Siri, and whatever Echo wants to call itself built into it, or are they going to somehow standardize it? Who knows how it's going to work? But
yeah,
it has to go down that path, and it has to only be, say, one piece of technology, doesn't it? Like they're all going to have to work together somehow.
Yeah, they're going to have to have standards together, aren't they? Somehow.
Yes, exactly.
Standards. Remember that?
Yeah, that's something that's out the window. It all started with Bill Gates, wasn't it? He said they said Windows wasn't ready to be sold as a commercial product.
Yep.
And we'll fix it up along the way. Don't you worry. Just start selling it.
Just keep going.
We'll blame Bill.
Yeah. So thanks to our sponsors, which this athwebhosting.com.au. So
that's all right.
It's another week over, my friend. Thank you for filling in for Garth, who got stuck last minute.
That's all right. No problems. Hello, Garth.
Trouble with his big executive role that he has now.
I haven't spoke to Garth for a while. We'll have to catch up, Garth.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. Yeah. We normally catch up over a nice amber ale.
Not the latte.
No. We move on.
Proud.
I grow out of my hipster. I go to the more, beer swilling.
And thanks to Nick for doing another good job.
No worries.
Thanks, Nick. Oh, he's got his own microphone and all that.
Yeah, that's right. Can't give him too much. So.
Does he get a coffee?
No.
Not yet.
One of these days. You got to work up to it. I had to.
All right, mate. Thank you very much. Thanks you everybody for listening.